are proud individuals living for the city, but nobody can give you the power.
Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines, you are not cattle, you are men. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Let us use that power. Let us all unite.
Thank you. Welcome back to the action that comes to you live on Sky Sports from the Manchester Arena. This is the Betway Premier League dance, brought to you by Professional Dance Corporation, and a very special welcome to our viewers joining us live on Sky Sports and the millions joining us around the world. It's time to meet the players, both from Scotland. And firstly, would you please welcome the reigning World Grand Prix champion and the former UK Open champion, the Thorn, Robert Thornton!
Score prediction time at Sky Sports Darts. That's on Twitter, Instagram at Sky Sports. The crowd pumping here. A tarn-tear of Gary Anderson against Robert Thornton. Anderson only has to avoid defeat. A win or a draw would do it. He will book his place in the semi-finals and join Michael Van Gerwen and Phil the Power Taylor. Good win last week, 7-5 win over Barney, 6-6 with Peter Wright. But Thornton is a spoiler. Can he dash the dreams of Gary Anderson? Wayne Mardland, Rod Stud, your commentators.
Thanks, Dave. Yes, it would take a mathematical miracle for the defending champion to be eliminated before finals night now. Even if he loses tonight, of course, he has one game up in his locker in Rotterdam next week against Adrian Jackpot Lewis. A point from the 2 games will be enough. Even if he lost twice, he might be able to get through on leg difference, perhaps. Robert Thornton, well, as Wayne was saying pre-match, did well to avoid elimination, but since then, not a lot of spark from the Thorn. I've been a bit disappointed with the Thorn in the last couple of weeks, Wayne. I expected him to be competitive, but 2 defeats consecutively.
Yeah, he's just lacked that early game rally that you'd like to see of him. His first couple of legs in too many matches have been really poor. This is good.
And the Sky Sport winners, Jonathan Scholes and his mates. You want to get involved with that at Sky Sports Darts on our Twitter page. And a chance to find a ticket for the Arrows, your local boozer. Be better way.
96.
No. Gary looking for another. Now looking for a 54.
174.
Well, he got the 54. Leaves 32.
58.
Good old start from
32.
Ando. The reigning Premier League champ and the reigning world champion. And
24.
he convert. The answer is no.
147.
147 for Robert Thornton.
59. Gary require 8.
Double 4.
Game shot.
Gary Anderson.
Gary Anderson.
First leg in his pocket.
Game on.
First of 6 he requires to be mathematically certain of a place at the O2 on finals night as he bids to defend his crown.
41.
We know Van Gerwen are there. We know Taylor is there. Anderson is almost there. Will it be Lewis or will it be Snakebite Wright in the final position?
99.
7-1 win for Peter Wright tonight over James Wade gives him a chance.
Yeah, Gary had a double-header last week.
140.
He beat Barney 7-5 and then drew with Peter Wright. But there was a point in that Peter Wright game where he hit 177 and then took out 56. And the composure he showed just told me that when push comes to shove, Gary Anderson, we know, has got it. It's a
59.
trait that was missing for many, many years, but you don't win back-to-back world titles and 2 Premier Leagues if you're not special.
60.
Yeah, I think for Gary Anderson it was all about just getting into that top 4 because he knows when the heat is really turned up, he's got it.
140.
As you've just said, Wayne, he had it at the Alexandra Palace back-to-back, he had it at the O2 Arena, he knows he's got it there in his locker. And whoever he plays, at the moment, the most likely outcome is that he'll play Phil Taylor in a semi-final and fancy
100.
Will indeed.
121.
Does Robert fancy this? Triple 17. Well, they go back up for the 60. It's a beautiful marker that he got
Gary
nowhere near.
117.
Just not at the races, Robert, is he? He's not the quality, not showing it time and time again like we used to.
Robert, you require 72.
48 left, so 8 for tops probably.
32. Gary, you require 40.
Also rushed. That wasn't.
Shot the second leg.
Perfection. 2-0 up, Gary Anderson.
First. Game on.
Robert Thornton's lost 5 of his last 6 matches in the Premier League. The odd one out was a 7-2 tonking of Peter Wright.
100.
In week 11, that could be a result that really comes back to bite Snakebite, couldn't it? Because had he got something there, his prospects of finishing in the top 4 would have been far rosier. Anderson, by contrast, just 1 loss in 12.
137.
Really been solid since a tricky start when he wasn't, well, he was under the weather, wasn't he, Wayne, and missed a week and just took a little bit of time to get going, but since then he really has turned along.
Yeah, and his first 2 opponents were Michael Van Gerwen and Phil Taylor, so that really didn't help. Since then, he's shown all his quality. His first 180, 2-0 up, averaging 103. That's what world champions do, isn't it?
Double 12 then. Plenty of time. If he's going to miss, he's missed it on the right side, the outside. Comes back for another 3 at that 24 if he needs them. Well, in fact, he might have another 6 here unless Thornton can find a biggie.
86. Gary
That's enough.
24. Game's on
Freeze
the
it.
third leg. Gary Anderson.
The last time these two met was in Exeter, and Gary ran out a 7-4 winner. And I'm not saying the game was poor, but it was one of the worst games I think we've seen in this year's Premier League. Gary averaged just shy of 89, I think, and Robert was 85. Gary's having none of that tonight. 105, 2 180s. Robert just seems to be going through the motions.
60.
Well, perhaps a pertinent point in this darts match to mention that Robert Thornton has been whitewashed twice in the Premier League this year already.
125.
7-0 to Dave Chisnell in week 1, and then 7-0 to Phil Taylor week 6.
96.
No one has even been whitewashed twice in the same year, let alone 3 times.
55.
Yeah, some of Robert's performances will, have no doubt, kept him up at night. It's been so in and out. It's a shame because he's so capable. Or a break of throw. That leaves 36. Robert, you feel needs to get this. Bullseye for Tops. Tops now.
68.
That's unlucky.
Well, yeah, the 2 dances had a double in both at Tops and both went in virtually the same hole. That's in the hole. It's 4-0 to Gary Anderson.
Bit late for Gary to throw first.
He has the darts in legs 5 and 7. So the whitewash is on.
Gary Anderson just needs one more break of throw.
Yes.
Obviously he's got a hold. And Gary just losing a flight there. That's why Robert was standing back. No gamesmanship. It sometimes happens.
Does need to switch. Of course, what can happen here, Wayne, is that for Gary Anderson it can become too easy and he can lose a little bit of focus and drive.
100.
I think it's fair to say that Robert Thornton has no focus or drive. I know he's a proud man, but from the start of the second leg he's just kind of tossing the darts away.
140.
It's better.
Well, it's going to give him a chance of a break of throw. A 161 is on offer, which may turn the tide. I know the game has gone, but I don't want to be whitewashed again. Treble 17. Yes, Roberts.
136.
Just got the feeling it might be in that kind of ridiculous thing out of the blue that might happen. It didn't happen. Anderson can't finish here. He's left a bogey.
Well, it hit a big 20 to leave a bogey. It actually moved over to leave a bogey.
25.
Go on, Robert. Double 4. Double 2. Go on, Robert.
21.
No one wants to see a
32.
professional sportsman get annihilated.
That is now 5-0 to Gary Anderson. Thornton has had 5 darts at double at a match.
Game on.
Witnessed a couple there. One was, of course, at the bullseye, the previous visit.
140.
Nonchalantly thrown the last one. It's not happening for him, but it's happening for this man. That's 3.
Well, if Anderson breaks here, he'll have the darts to win 7-zip. Never mind all that. What about the
9 darter? 135.
He never gripped it right. He wanted to re-grip the treble 5. You could see that with Gary.
96.
As he pulled the dart back on the backswing, he went to re-grip it again, but thought, it'll go in. Gary!
60. Robert, you require 170. Gary, you require 126.
It won't be a 9-darter, maybe it'll be a 1-2-6 bullseye finish. No sir.
58. Robert, you require 74.
Single 20 now. Tops.
Game shot on the sick leg. Robert Thornton. Second
Well
leg is
done,
Gary to throw
Roberts.
first. Game on.
Look, that'll make him feel a whole lot better. No one wants to be annihilated and whitewashed 7-0, especially not for a
57.
third time.
Well, not when it's happened twice before. In the same season. I mean, they are rarities, these whitewashes.
140.
To be 3 against the same player in the same season, utterly unheard of. Anyway, Anderson leads 5-1. Remember, he only needs to get to 6 to definitely qualify for the finals. That's the key objective here for the Flying Scotsman.
180.
First 180 for Robert. I think this is one of the smoothest
125.
performances I've seen from Gary Anderson. He's just looked so in control, so cool. There's just
59.
no drama in his throw at all. He's just walking up there, throwing them, and making it look ridiculously easy.
Robert, you require 122.
Treble 18 needed. Bullseye needed. Missed it once in the match.
97. Gary, you require 40.
Missed it again by a whisker.
They're not wasting much time, are they?
Game shot on the 7th leg. Gary Anderson.
6-1.
Eighth leg is Robert
Gary
to throw
Anderson.
first. Game on.
Will be in the playoffs. But the thing is, what's interesting is that Gary Anderson, after this, if he wins, he needs another leg, but it looks a certainty. It will be on 20 points. He'll be 2 points behind Phil Taylor. Phil Taylor has Adrian Lewis later. Could he possibly nick second spot? It's a possibility.
60.
It is a possibility. He's got to play Adrian Lewis next week. Phil Taylor has got to play Michael van Gerwen next week.
100.
There we see Robert. Just struggled.
100.
We've mentioned those 7-0s. That's not going to do your leg difference any good at all.
140.
Gary's looked really good, hasn't he? Averaging 103.
59. Gary, you require 161.
For a 7-1. Can he replicate the scoreline of Peter Wright, James Wade? Just in case you missed it, Peter Wright beat James Wade by a 7-1.
Robert, you require 142.
Well, Anderson back then for 118 for the match. We haven't seen a Tom Plus finish in this contest. Up to press. Is Anderson
52.
going to
Gary, you
rectify
require
that and
118.
finish with a flourish here? The defending champion. Oh, I think he's got it for double 19.
99. Robert, you require 90.
Well, he will go bullseye. That's his MO. Bullseye now.
65.
Robert Thornton
Gary, you
may have
require
thrown his last
19.
darts of the evening. Can Gary Anderson convert this double 4?
Game
The
shot.
answer is yes. We have seen 2 matches and they've both gone 7-1. Gary Anderson beats Robert Thornton by that scoreline. We will see him at the O2. Will he be number 2 there or number 3? Gary Anderson marches on. He could well retain his title.